Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. We'll get started in just a second. If you will, share with all of your followers. Please share. Good morning, Cindy. Robin, good to see you. I'm posting, so I can't see who's coming in now. So, not ignoring you. I'm just posting everything to different groups. Okay. Hope you're having a great Friday, everybody. Get started in 2 seconds. It's so chilly here. Don't know what the weather is where you're at, but it is cold here today. Very cold. We're not used to this cold weather. It's not great to have cold weather. Woo! But it's not snowing, so I guess I should be happy. All right, almost ready. Okay, okay. Chilly in North Carolina, Jenna said. Morning, everyone. Marlene, Cindy, good morning. Susan and Gracie, thank you. Can you see Gracie back there? You see the bed, and she is outside of the bed underneath the green blanket. Hope y'all had a good Halloween. 41 degrees and windy. Rick said. Good morning. It's cold and sunny in Kentucky. Robin said. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's too cold for that. I can't take it. I don't like that cold weather. I'm not a cold weather person. I grew up in cold weather, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I would rather be in the tropics. just, just to be quite honest with you. If I could find a place to go that was good. She's decorating. Yes, 66 here in Central Florida. Laura Lee, good morning, Tom. Hope everybody's doing well. I put this up because I wanted to remind you my ears are not like yours. If you're looking for stocking stuffers for Christmas or any other holiday or birthday, anything like that, this is a book, a children's book that I wrote. It's to give encouragement to children, to let them know that they are accepted and loved. So if it's something that you would like to get, all you have to do is just go look up My Ears Are Not Like Yours, available at Amazon.com, and get that for someone you love, a child you love. And you'll see there the reviews I've gotten. Everybody loves the book. Kids love the book. The adults love the book. So hopefully that'll be something that you'll love as well. And hopefully you'll pick that up. Again, for stocking stuffers are really great. Hi, all from sunny and very dry Phoenix, Arizona. Don said, good morning, Yuri. Good morning, Patriots. Clint, cool and bright in Southeast Texas. Woo! Good morning, Tim. Dawn, good morning. Chilly in Georgia. Karen, good morning, everyone. Chilly here in Ohio, too. Great book. I bought two for my grand nieces, Robin said. And thank you for all those who did purchase. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. All right, let me get started here. Matthew 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so also were the coming of the Lord of Son of Man be. For as in the days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and did not know until the flood came and took them all away. So also will the coming of the Son of Man be. Then two men will be in the field, one will be taken and the other left. Two women will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known that hour that the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Therefore you also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming in an hour you do not expect. Amen, amen. Okay, so Laura said it's 28 degrees where she's at. No, thank you. No, actually, this morning I was out very, very early. It was 30 degrees. So the good Lord has a message for all ears. Exactly, Dan. And Dan, my book is about kind of just that type of thing, that no matter who you are, no matter who you are as a child, you are loved by God. So, Renee, good morning. Good morning. All right, let's get started. There's a rally in Mississippi tonight, as far as I know. President Trump, this should be a great rally because we just heard today that there were 128,000 jobs that were added in October. Ryan said hello from Colorado, where it's warmer day right now at 33 degrees. Finally getting warm again after being in minus wind chill numbers from Sunday till Wednesday at night, and 9.5 inches of snow. Well, it's that global warming, Ryan. Hey, Bethany, 38 on our mountain in Tennessee. That Bethany, that was warmer than the temperature that I was in this morning at 30 degrees. So maybe it was a little bit colder there at Tennessee. Probably earlier it was, I'm imagining. Collie said it's only 92 here. Winter here, you will see some people opening their windows. Arizona is my home. Good morning. Gene Huber is there in line right now. Wow. So Gene Huber, as you know, he's the guy that went up and hugged the president that one time when the president had him up. He's made a whole 15 minutes of fame, has lasted him for a year or two. So that's pretty good. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see. So again, the Democrats in Congress especially, are very upset. I'm sure that 128,000 jobs were added. They didn't expect it. It was better than they expected it would be. South Dakota, 41 degrees here. Arizona is my home. Oh, Bethany said that's the current temperature. Yep, 30 degrees in Washington. Princess Di said, morning everyone. Kim, how are you? So again, 128,000, very, very good. Oh, Gene just came out with a book for 15 minutes of fame. That's pretty good. Hey, Lee, good to see you. Lee, Gracie's behind me underneath that green blanket. You can see the dog bed there. She didn't choose to be in the dog bed, though. She took the blanket and is just laying on the floor underneath the blanket. So, 800,000 people were without power, and I don't know, that was about 2 hours ago. Hey, Marlene, I don't know if they're still without power. That's from Virginia to Maine because of storms that came through last night. Hey, Chessie. Right now, also, there's a fire in Ventura that started, I believe, last night. There's about 8,000 acres in less than 8 hours with that fire. Should be better today because the winds have thankfully stopped blowing. Hopefully they won't start again. But at least that I can see her, so precious. I know she is precious. She really is. 28 in Waco early this morning, Wayne said. Trump is making the Dems look stupid. No, Rick, they're doing that on their own. Hey, Greg, how are you? Hi from San Antonio. What's your temperature there, Greg? It's pretty. Greg, just so you know, we're on about 5 different platforms right now. Some comments you can see. I read everybody's comments so that people who are on Periscope, Facebook, YouTube can all kind of join in the conversation of what everybody's saying. Rats, Ventura is my old home, Timothy said. Yeah. Yep, Tim. That is, it is a shame, but hopefully they'll get that all taken care of. It would be nice. We had the governors out speaking yesterday, Governor Gavin Newsom, and the guy was incoherent as he typically is. So he talks so much and he rambles so much. It's like nobody knows where he's going, what he's talking about. I think he was talking about the fires, which he should have been, but then he turned it to money. So about giving a bond. Let's raise money for the schools, which California takes that money and pockets it, puts it someplace else. Greg says it's 36 degrees in San Antonio. With all these fires, the next thing will be a water shortage. We've already been there, done that, Cully. Been there, done that. So, he needs to go. Yeah, Gregorio, we have a recall Newsom out right now, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. Good morning from the battleground state of Ohio, who will reelect Trump in just over a year. Yes, Judy, amen. President Trump, I really think this keeps going and this election won't even be close. President Trump will just blow out the entire candidates, and it should be fun to watch the debates again. Sometimes my aren't worth reading, Wayne said. Isn't he Nancy Pelosi's nephew or something? Dawn, everybody always says that. The person she used to be married to made Gavin Newsom a relative of hers, like I think maybe a nephew in, not by blood, but just because she was married to the guy. She's no longer married to the guy, so she's no longer related in any way to Gavin Newsom, but people forget that. Chesney says it's 46 right now. It drives me crazy how sometimes you can see comments and other times you can't. Kim, but sometimes I'm reading comments that are on another platform and you think that you're supposed to see them and you're not. So don't fret. Sometimes, I'm reading comments off of YouTube or Facebook that you're not going to see. Judy said, yep, it's a landslide. PR Hayes says yeah. PR says he loves President Trump until the dying days. Absolutely. Democratic Party has now become the enemy of the American people. You're witnessing the systematic self-destruction of the Democratic Party. It will be destroyed beyond any hope of recovery. The new insanity is we must eat the babies. Our grandchildren will ask what was the Democrat Party. The Democrats have demonstrated that they hate America, hate God, hate the military, hate the police, and finally hate all normal people. Leave the party of hate. Vote Trump 2020, Greg said. Absolutely. Do you think Hillary's going to run? Gregorio, the rumor is if Biden drops out, then she'll want to get in. She's not going to come in unless Biden drops out, thinking that, he's next in line. Judy said, seen Trump added rally in LA for the governor's race. Oh, is that Louisiana or Los Angeles, are you saying, Judy? Any predictions on the Kentucky governor race? Should be Matt Bevin. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Morning, working and listening, Barbara said. Criminal in law. There you go, Tim. I don't see any comments today, but I did in the last scope I was in before this one, Kim said. Yeah, well, that kind of happens in here, doesn't it, Kim? It seems to always happen. Louisiana. Okay. I was going to say, it would be so nice if he would come to LA. I know he won't because, why bother spending money in California, but it would still be nice. Sorry, I left out comments, Dwayne said. The polls show 50-50 want Trump impeachment. What polls, Yuri? The Democratic polls? Barbara says she loves Bevin in Kentucky. Okay. Now let's get to some news that I saw this morning. We talked yesterday about Vindman, and he is that lieutenant colonel that supposedly was on the call on July 25th and listened to everything that was being said during that call. Well, some things came out this morning, and I saw them surface. Let me bring this up if I can. It was on... Let me get it here. Come on, it's so slow. There we go. This is Jack Posobiec put this out this morning, but he retweeted what this person said. Lieutenant Colonel retired Jim Hickman, a retired lieutenant colonel, speaks out that Vindman mocked Americans during the multinational exercises. Now, I want to read to you. I didn't put all the tweets, but you can go and then follow the thread all the way down. But I want to read to you what some of the things that this retired lieutenant colonel said in a tweet. He's about Vindman. Now, Vindman was, the god that the Democrats were looking forward to, that he was on the call. He was going to tell them everything, and then Trump was going to go to jail or, something like that. He said that this guy said he had an issue relevant to his recent testimony. As stated earlier, Atlas Vision 12 was conducted at JMTC in the virtual battle simulations classroom for simulation. Vindman, who was a major at the time, was sitting in one of the classrooms talking to the U.S. and Russian soldiers, as well as the young officers and GS employees, that's federal employees, about America, Russia, and Obama. Okay, listen to this. He was apologetic of American culture, laughed about Americans not being educated or worldly, and really talked up Obama and globalism to the point of uncomfortable. Again, this was the retired lieutenant colonel that tweeted this out that Jack basically retweeted. He was apologetic of American culture, laughed about Americans not being educated or worldly, and really talked up Obama and globalism to the point of uncomfortable. He would speak with the Russian soldiers and laugh as if at the expense of the U.S. personnel. It was so uncomfortable and unprofessional. One of the GS employees came and told me everything above. I walked over and sat within earshot of Vindman, and sure enough, all was confirmed. One comment truly struck me as odd, and it was with respect to Americans falsely thinking they're exceptional when he said, quote, he, Obama, is working on that now. And he said it with a snide and an I know a secret look on his face. I honestly don't know what it meant. It just sounded like an odd thing to say. Again, this is the one the Democrats were looking to be, their savior that would come in and drop all the information on President Trump, and it would be so horrible. Okay. He said again, regardless, after hearing him bash America a few times in front of subordinates, Russians, and GS employees, as well as hearing an earful about globalization, Obama's plan, etc., I'd had enough. I tapped him on the shoulder and asked him to step outside. At that point, I verbally reprimanded him for his actions, and I'll leave it at that so as not to be unprofessional myself. The bottom line is that Lieutenant Colonel Vindman was a partisan Democrat at least as far back as 2012. So much so, junior officers and soldiers felt uncomfortable around him. Things that make you go, Unbelievable. Only poll that matters is 70% of Americans, first policy, Tim said. Hi, Susan. Good morning. Hey, Carol. Good to see you. Polls are false. Yeah. All polls are. I don't trust any of the polls. I really don't, because it's such a small group of people and they pick who they want and they phrase the question the way they want it to. I would hope Trump can discipline him. I don't know that he would Oregon Patriot on something like that. I really don't. But, obviously, the point of the whole thing is he's obviously loves Obama, talk down about America. It sounds just like, the Michelle Obama, I'm embarrassed about America and I don't love my country. I do now for the first time because Obama is running for president or whatever. Still cannot comprehend him describing us as not worldly. Well, wasn't that the whole Obama, 8 years in as president? He went around the globe, basically bending over and bowing down and apologizing about America. It sounds like this guy did the same thing. The Democrats are going to burn America to the ground by the time they're done, Karen said. That's what they want to do. I mean, figuratively speaking, what they would like to do. I've heard a lot of people talk about this, about it being, solely about President Trump. And as we've kind of talked about over and over, and I'll say it once again, this isn't just about President Trump. You are seeing, that was super, can you, his Twitter account. You can go to, let me look at his, I don't know if I have this again. Let me look at, come back up. There's his Twitter account right there. Lieutenant Colonel retired Jim Hickman. It's at Jim_Hickman13. At Jim_Hickman13. So there you go. You can just go back there and get it. But what I was going to say, you are seeing globalism at its, quote, finest. This is what globalists, elitists, socialists, communists, all of those people do. This is for the very soul of our republic. This election is not about President Trump as much as it is about saving the republic, saving America. And in turn, when you're saving those, you are saving Judeo-Christian principles that this country was founded upon, and your ability to have a First Amendment right to have your freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of, Second Amendment, on and on and on and on. All of it. This is what it is. This is not just an election. I said this 2 years ago when people thought I was crazy when I said it, that I told you that if we lose this election in 2016 and if we lose this election in 2020, we will lose our republic. This isn't a simple election. If you stay at home, you are part of what is causing that to occur. Just telling you. New World Order, Janice said. Divide and conquer, halfway there and still not woke. Yeah, exactly. So, we have to be aware of what's going on. These people that you see, the deep state, those are globalists, those are elitists, those are people who were in control, who want to be back in control. President Trump ruined all of that for them. He closed the borders instead of opened the borders. They want a one world government that has everybody with the same currency. Everybody's dependent upon everybody else. There are no borders. If you look at 2030 agenda, if you're not familiar with 2030 agenda and the UN's agenda, go and read up on that. It's not conspiracy. It's the actual UN 2030 agenda. Go read it. How can any Democrat not see through all this nonsense? I mean, come on, it's so clear. Why are they so defiant? Karen, we talked about this before. Remember in the Bible, it says some will have ears that will hear and some will have eyes that will see, but not everybody, right? You made it clear. Millions not voting, Alpha said. And see, that's the problem. When millions sit home and millions don't vote, we lose. When the evangelicals sit home, when they're like, "Oh, I can't vote for this person because the hair color is brown instead of white." I mean, it's crazy. You have to get out and vote. You vote for somebody that is as near and as close to your principles, your biblical principles, as it can possibly be. But you're not going to find a perfect human being. Ezekiel prophecy being fulfilled daily? Absolutely, Rick. Ezekiel 38, 39. Absolutely. All of it be right before our eyes. I read something yesterday, and I don't have it right in front of me, that Israel is now on high alert. They think that Iran is trying to use Lebanon to get missiles to Israel. They were again on high alert, making sure that nothing took place and came out of there to harm them. But I wished I had that right in front of me, but I don't. And that was from Amir Sarfati. So if you go to his website at beholdisrael.org, you will find what he put out from yesterday. So. And again, you would think that everything in the Middle East right now is so quiet, peaceful, like Israel, no problems, and that's just not the truth. So, okay, there were some announcements yesterday. Let me see if I can find this. This is Chad Wolf. He supposedly, now this came from Politico, and I've heard it from other people, but just be cautious until the White House says something. Yeah, Amir's going to do a live on Facebook on Sunday, Chezzy said. The White House is set to name Chad Wolf as acting, and notice it's acting Secretary of Department of Homeland Security. He's the former chief of staff to Kirstjen Nielsen, who was the DHS secretary. He's supposedly a favorite of White House Stephen Miller, White House advisor. He's a current senior department official and was nominated by President Trump in February to serve as the undersecretary for the Office of Strategy, Policy, and Plans. Now, this is supposedly per a senior White House official. Again, take all this with a grain of salt because who it's from. It's not expected that Wolf will be nominated in the permanent position. Now, one of the things that some people don't like about him at all is that he was a former lobbyist on behalf of NASSCOM, NASSCOM, a leader in the American job outsourcing industry that basically sets no restrictions, doesn't want any restrictions on the H-1B visas to ensure that employers can be able to outsource an unlimited number of U.S. jobs to imported foreign workers. So it's a little bit contrary, to what the president would want. Some people think there are going to be issues if he actually becomes the acting DHS secretary. However, again, they don't think that this person is going to be the permanent one chosen, but you never know. If he gets in, he's doing a good job, and they're having a hard time filling that position. It seems that people that come in there either aren't qualified, can't, handle the job or the stress of the job and start, going over towards the Democrat side and what they want to do, or they leave like McAleenan, who, whatever reason, he couldn't handle, I guess, being in front of a law school students and being booed. I mean, it's kind of like part of the job if you're going to be in the administration. It shouldn't be, but it is. So I think some people are kind of leery about this guy for a number of reasons. So we'll see. Hey, Brian, good to see you. So we'll see what happened. Nice haircut, Susan. Thank you. Lynn, how are you? Israel, 60 nuclear warheads. Iran will suffer. All in the book of Revelation. Oh, you better believe it, Greg. We know that in the end, those people that are coming in to destroy Israel will themselves be destroyed. So that will be a very good thing. Amir is very helpful. Linda said Amir is very helpful, and he has his hands on what's going on in Israel. So he used to be a former IDF member in Israel. Do you have any information on the new communication advisor for the White House? I don't, Linda. Are you talking about the press secretary, Stephanie? Or are you talking about somebody else? I don't know about the communication advisor. Okay, so if I can bring this up and make this work for you, let me do this. This I think this is worth watching. If it'll shoot up here. Okay, this was from yesterday, and this was very good. Let me see if I can get it for you, and we'll see if it starts in just a second. Give it just a second. When we have so many platforms. Okay, let's see. I can hear sound, but I can't see anything. So, okay, here we go.
I tell you.
And this is Doug.
I tell you what, when it gets to the Judiciary Committee, I do have one thing for Mr. Schiff. If he wants to be, as said, a special counsel, he set himself up, then here's my challenge to Mr. Schiff. You want to be Ken Starr? Be Ken Starr. Come to the Judiciary Committee, be the first witness, and take every question asked of you. Starting with your own involvement with the whistleblower. Folks, this ain't over. Get ready. The cloud that is dropping will be dropping on their heads, because process matters and substance will always win out in the end, and this president has nothing to worry about on substance.
Now that was good. That was really good. And I like that. And I like those times when, the Republicans get up there and they tell you what's going to happen, and they're very serious. Hey, Mike, I saw you come in. Very serious about what they're doing. But I want more than just talk. I want to see some action. I really do. I think that if, Doug Collins can get up there and say that and have some things that he wants to say about Adam Schiff. For example, people have said over and over, Adam Schiff is a witness to this. Adam Schiff had the first whistleblower that he's not telling anybody about, that he's talking to a long time ago, maybe advising, blah, 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 blah. Okay, bring him on. Hey, Danielle, bring him on. Start another committee that's looking at him for this type of behavior. Matt Gaetz the other day filed a complaint against Schiff. So let's bring him in front of some other committee and let him explain why he did what he did, why he took a quote unquote parody and tried to convince the American people that that's what Donald Trump said on that phone call. So, let's do that. All right. So let's not just talk about it. Let's do something. Now, there was a tweet yesterday from Rand Paul that basically said it's being reported that the whistleblower was Joe Biden's point man on Ukraine. It is imperative the whistleblower is subpoenaed and asked under oath about Hunter Biden and corruption. We pretty much, they pretty much think they know who the whistleblower is. Real Clear Politics, I think, is the one that announced who the guy's name is. Now, some of the lawyers for this, non-existent person that we can't find out who it is, are telling people we're gonna sue you for putting his name out there. Well, wait a minute. If that's true, and you're going to sue them for putting his name out there, then that means it is true that Eric is at least somehow involved, because you represent him. If you didn't represent him, Mr. or Ms. Attorney, you wouldn't be sending out things, letters, cease and desist letters, or whatever you're doing to all these media outlets. So you kind of gave it away that this person at least exists, and this person may be somebody that's involved. So, it's ridiculous. Okay. Well, Hope Grassley picks up the ball and runs. Adam Schiff is a liar. Yeah, well, that's true. The 3 reps who didn't vote, one was an active duty assignment. The other 2 had family issues come up. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I called John Rose's office in Tennessee yesterday. Actually, it was his D.C. office. And I asked them why the representative from Tennessee wasn't there, why he didn't vote. And I was told they had a family emergency. They had to leave, the night before. I guess that's true. He also tweeted that out himself on Twitter. And I was told on the phone that had it not been for the emergency, that I could be assured that John Rose would have voted no. So that's good to know. Trump hater something streaming now on Periscope. Let her hear it. Dog Pound said, who's Dav Cat? I don't even know who that is, but okay. So anyway, now I find this, I hope this is true, because oh my gosh, this would be amazing. I was reading this morning on the Gateway Pundit that President Trump told the Washington Examiner that he may hold a fireside chat and read the full transcript of his call with the Ukrainian president. Oh my gosh. That would be so amazing. Can you imagine that? I would sit there with popcorn and invite everybody to see that. Fox News verified the whistleblower, Danielle said. Yeah, it's the guy I talked about yesterday is who everybody is saying it is. But anyway, I think if Trump does this, that would be like the best thing in the world. I'm not even kidding. It's just, please say it so. Please say it so. Yes, I heard that too. Danielle said that he was going to do that. That would be great. Robin said, yes, I heard that too. That would be epic. That would be so epic. You wonder if a lot of these stations would refuse to carry it. They may not cover it. That would be awesome to hear, Rick said. Yes, it would be. Just sitting there reading it. Okay, so everybody, it is at we're at the halfway point. If you could, please go ahead and share. The halfway point comes so quickly. It's just unbelievable how fast it gets here. Let me see if I can share. Twitter's not letting me share. I'll tell you one thing that, a lot of people have been talking about. You should be aware, and I think be prepared, as people always talk about. Be prepared that when it comes closer and closer to the election, hey, Noel, that we're all going to get blocked. We're all going to get banned. We're all going to get put in timeout, whatever the case may be. Have an alternate source that you can go to. Hey, Nona. Noel, I hope, I think I saw you last night say that your daughter was near Ventura, the fire in Ventura. I hope everything is okay. Yay, Trump becoming a Florida resident. We welcome him with open arms. Good, Cassandra. Yeah, President Trump last night basically tweeted out that he was going to be making Florida his place of residence, Palm Beach, after he was out of office. Cully said Trump will rock tonight at 7 in Tupelo, Mississippi. Yes, he will. And let me see if I can find this. This is what, let me bring this up. This was the response that he got from somebody that nobody cares about. Somebody cares about him, I suppose, but nobody in their right minds would. Mayor Bill de Blasio told Trump when he heard the news, don't let the door hit you on the way out or whatever. So Trump, a lifelong New Yorker, declares himself was going to be a resident of Florida. The thing of it is, and you guys all know this, I'm not telling you anything that you don't know, but President Trump has given so much to New York. It's so shameful that de Blasio would say something like that, because with all of the business deals that he does there, with all of the real estate that he owns, with all the real estate business that he and his father did, whether you like him or not, de Blasio, he has given and served New York well. And now, you know what? He's probably never going to put anything else in New York, which is just fine. Let him go to Florida. Let him put everything in Florida and see how much you miss him then. Yep, let's see. I've been in timeout. Just have to use smarter verbiage to get around it, Rick said. Agreed, Greg said. De Blasio is so disrespectful. Yes. Yep, I got flagged for Facebook yesterday when someone poked the bear. Me, Karen said. She's good. The 126 was her bound. Good. Thank you for the prayers for our president. Thank you, Nona. I'm going to see Vice Pence this morning. Good, Renee. Nice. Renee, you get to do a lot of that stuff. That's very good. Very, very good. All right. So they were all kissing his behind, Nona said. Who was that? Oh, de Blasio? Or President Trump. Yeah, when New York was getting what they wanted out of President Trump, they loved him. And now, not so much. And it's like President Trump said, these people in New York, all they try to do, like the attorney general there, all they try to do is get information on you and try to put you out of business, like they did with his nonprofit. I don't think the nonprofit was really, they were spending more money than they were taking in and giving money out, but that didn't matter to them. Twitter only gives me 2 seconds to read tweets, Clara said. His taxes in New York were so high. Well, and a lot of people, like Rush Limbaugh left New York, Sean Hannity left New York, they all went to Florida. So, Trump's going there too for the same reason. He doesn't, people, I guess people get upset. Oh, well, he's rich. He ought to be paying taxes. Are you kidding me? He pays more taxes and does more benefit to the United States than other people that I know. Oprah, what about Oprah? No, and I think Oprah, CNN. Oprah, I thought, was still in California, if that's what you're talking about. He donated to them all. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, exactly. So, he learned his lesson, and now they're going to learn their lesson because he's going to be leaving. It all works out, doesn't it? Okay. So here's some other news. Chuck Grassley, this again is according to Politico, so, kind of take it with a grain of salt, but it looks like it's a go. He is going to be returning as chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. And right now, Lindsey Graham has that, and he's going to be handing it back over to Chuck Grassley. And I guess the Republicans are in a habit of kind of doing that. Kind of, they'll sit there for a while, they'll go to another committee, and they'll come back. I think Chuck went to Finance Committee. I'm not sure why he left. I'm not sure what the purpose would be, but it gave Lindsey Graham a chance to sit in that position. And let me just say, in my opinion, Lindsey Graham didn't do a darn thing with that position. Not one thing. And Lindsey keeps saying, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to, jump over the moon, whatever. And I think the only person that ever really did anything in that group was Chuck Grassley. So hopefully, if it is true, and he turns the position back over to Chuck Grassley, then maybe Grassley will be doing some things to get things done. At least sending out letters and, talking to the DOJ and maybe members of the FBI, whatever, trying to get things done. I don't know. It seemed to me that he was a bit more effective than Lindsey Graham, who did, in my opinion, nothing. The only time Lindsey got upset and actually did something was in regards to Syria and Turkey because he was guarding the interests of John McCain. Lindsey's corrupt, Yuri said. When I worked for a New York City firm for 6+ years, Trump was an A+ guy. He was honest and expected you to be also. Before Melania, he was a playboy. He's never denied that. He wasn't a proven pervert like the 1990s president. He never has stolen billions of taxpayer dollars like most of our politicians. He never showed any signs of prejudice against race or women of orientation. He and his family work for free. Yeah, I love to see these people who say about Donald Trump, oh, he doesn't like black people. Well, somebody better tell him about what a black person is, what they look like or whatever, because he dated a black woman for about, I don't know, a year to 2 years. So I guess if this all is true, what they're saying about him, then he never realized she was a black woman. It's just crazy. Nobody wants to look at reality. They just want to make this stuff up and keep that, the agenda of the left. They just keep pushing it. I have finally given up on Lindsey, Janice said. Yeah, Graham is a talking mouth, Danielle said. Yeah, it seems that way. They hasn't gotten anything done. I think Grassley has already been working behind the scenes, probably Clara. All those serving for too long are involved in one way or other in dirt and afraid to turn the table. Yeah, it seems that way. But I do like the fact, I think Grassley will be better, and we can just move forward and hopefully get something done. Grassley has more seniority on the Judiciary Committee than Graham. Graham added that the Iowa Republican is a very special friend who has 2 more years in which he can be chairman of the Judiciary Committee. So there you go. Lizzie Graham is a no-name sidekick and is still scared, John Lyles said. Yeah. Hey, Carmen, good to see you. So we'll see, but I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good switch. Let's just do it today so we can we move on with it and get something done. That's all I want to do. Just get something done. You know, it's like I said, Doug Collins, it's great to hear him talk and it's great to hear him say what he's going to do, but just go do it, Doug. You know, just get something done. Go out there, bring Schiff in, subpoena him. And you know, the Republicans, look at how many people the Democrats have subpoenaed. We haven't subpoenaed like one person. We haven't done anything. If these people aren't doing what they're supposed to do, then let's call them out on it. And not only call them out on it, do something to, you know, impact them. Do something to slow them down. They don't care whether or not what they're doing is legal. They just go ahead and do it. I'm not saying we should do anything illegal, but let's do something. Good morning, Susan. Gorgeous haircut. I'll be watching in an on-home theater, and in-home theater, and now Periscope. Great. When is Barr going to talk? I have no idea. Did they ever impeach our president? They haven't even brought up an impeachment trial, Carmen. All they did yesterday was vote on an impeachment inquiry. So, just so you know, Monique, my hair, I got a cut like a couple of weeks ago. People have been saying that. My hair looks different every day, so I think that's why it looks different today. Okay, now some other news. This was on October the 30th that this happened. Evangelical pastors and leaders met and prayed with President Trump amid House Democrats' drive towards impeachment. When asked what they talked about, the pastor said, "We discussed our support, and we assured him that evangelicals across America support him. We are unwavering in our support for the president." I'll tell you one thing. If you call yourself a Christian, this is the most pro-life president I think that we've ever had, and the one who's taken away a lot of funding from Planned Parenthood, even when he's been fought tooth and nail by everybody in the Democrats in Congress not to do so. So if you are a Christian and you say, "Oh, well, I don't like the way he talks and sometimes he says profanity, whatever," get out. Just get out. I mean, because as I said before, you are not going to find a perfect human being. If you're looking for one, it's not going to happen. He's about as close as it's going to come. That gives you everything as a Christian that you say that you're looking for that goes along with biblical principles. So if you don't vote for Donald Trump, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know what to say. I love my President Trump. Nona said, "Yep, hot, got it. Looks nice." Monique said, "My favorite picture." Yep. Yeah, great topics. I love the GOP comebacks and threats, but actions speak louder than words, Monique said. Brad Parscale needs to train the GOP how to win. Yeah. Well, Brad needs to also, I know that they put together an American First social media platform. I'm on that platform. I haven't gone back in a little while. It's not active. I don't know why Brad Parscale wouldn't go there, get that up and going, wouldn't go to either Parler, which I wouldn't go to, or go to Cloud Hub, someplace else that you can have ready. So for when that, Twitter might shut them down, because as it gets closer to the election, that's going to start happening. It's going to start happening. Let's see. I think God can handle some. Yeah. Thank you, Carmen. All right. Now, let's see. I think that's great that I think God can handle a little potty mouth now and then. Yeah, Rick. I mean, all you have to say is, I repent of my sins, and that's it. A vote for anyone other than Trump is a vote for communism and socialism. Exactly, Kim. A vote for anyone else other than Donald Trump is a vote towards globalism, elitism, and the loss of the republic. That's it. That's it. Rick says I use sentence enhancers myself. Profanity is just words. Judge a man by his deeds. Nuala said, didn't Peter swear when he denied Christ the third time? Karen said, I was careful what I was posting on Facebook. No more sick and tired. Brad and I share clients before 2016. Yeah, well, if call Brad and tell him to get over there and get on a new platform. This platform, you should check it out, Cloud Hub. It's a growing platform. It's worked well. They've got live stream for videos for like a minute now. They give you the news. I mean, on and on and on. There's a lot of things that they do. So go check that out. Get signed up today because you need an alternative platform. I think Democrats being Christian are not possible, Nona said. Well, I heard that Joe Biden is Catholic, and he went to South Carolina, and he went into one of the Catholic church in South Carolina and wanted to take communion, and the priest there said, nope, you are pro-abortion, and until you change that and some of the things that you're doing, you can't take communion. So he was not allowed to take communion, and that's a big deal for a priest to do that in a Catholic church. That's a great tweet. A vote for anyone other than Trump is a vote for. Yeah, exactly. It's not Club Hub. No, it's Clout Hub. CLOUTHUB. Clout Hub. If you go over there, I'm under there as Susan Knowles. So just send me a friend request and I'll sign you right on. Okay. Now let's talk about. Let me see if I can find her face. Whew. And I apologize what you're going to see. If your friends aren't pro-Trump, get new friends. Exactly, John. Exactly. Susan, God loves the Democrats. Yeah, he does, Hunter. What does that have to do with anything? No, it's not cloud. It's CLOUT, like clout. He has clout. Clout Hub. Good, what a shame for Biden. Yep. All right. So, Ilhan Omar, an official with the Turkish American Advocacy Group, contributed $1,500 to Omar last month, campaign records show. He also met with her, I guess, probably in Washington, D.C. Omar was scrutinized over votes she cast Tuesday that are seen as favorable to the Turkish government. They had a vote on Turkey to sort of acknowledge and recognize the genocide that was caused in Armenia, which is huge. It's like the Holocaust, right? That happened. Omar was the only House Democrat to vote against imposing sanctions against Turkey. She was also one of only 14 lawmakers to not support a resolution recognizing the Ottoman Empire's genocide against Armenians more than a century ago. So she would not vote for that. Omar and the activist Halil Mutlu were also photographed together at an event for the Turkish American Steering Committee, the TASC, a U.S.-based nonprofit that has for years waged public relations campaigns in support of Turkish government policies and Erdogan. So in other words, what this is trying to say is, you are Armenian. Well, that's good. That's cool. What she's trying or they're trying to say here is that they were talking Turkey. Yeah, they were. My daughter's legacy, Beth said, the Biden church story is fake news. Well, Hunter, it did happen. So, but that's okay. You're probably wanting to say it's fake news because you're a Democrat, but it did happen. So anyway, she's getting money from this Turkish group, this Turkish American Advocacy Group, for $1,500. And then, like, all of a sudden, well, she doesn't vote to do anything against Turkey at all, or recognize what Turkey did with the genocide. So, I don't know. Omar is a traitor to America, Danielle said. Wayne said, oh my eyes, she's Erdogan's puppet. Could be. She's probably, well, she's CARE's puppet. We know that. But, and what all that entails, who knows. But anyway, enough of seeing her. I can't take it, so I won't put her picture back up. At least not today. Okay. So let me close that one out because I have to still look at it till I close it. All right. So here's another lovely lady. No, it was an American organization, Danielle. So unless they find it something else. So Wendy Ullman, she's a Democratic Pennsylvania state representative. Wendy Ullman. She bashed a bill that was to protect the bodies of aborted babies. Now, just understand this. This was a bill that was trying to be passed, hey JVA, to protect aborted babies. Okay, that's all. Protect aborted babies. Is that asking too much? You just want to kind of give them a decent burial after they've been chopped up, by the Planned Parenthood, things like that. So, and I'm saying that because it's disgusting. But this lady here, she she really wasn't all for it, right? She called a miscarriage just some mess on a napkin. She spoke out against HB 1890, a bill that would establish requirements for the final disposition of the remains of unborn children after their demise. So she even went so far as to say, well, it's just some mess on a napkin. And I don't even care if they're even buried properly. So there you go. Nice lady. Real nice lady, right? Pennsylvania. So there you go. Sickening from someone who miscarried 3 times, Robin said. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I can't even almost imagine telling somebody who's had a miscarriage that it was just some mess on a napkin. I can't even believe that somebody would do that. Hey, Marilyn, how are you? Sorry, got to run. Have a good weekend. You too, Karen. Sickening. Let's see, sickening. Yeah, this is so rude of her to that. It's it's more than just rude, Danielle. I mean, it really is. It is. When we talk about the Democrat Party as being the culture of death these days, it really is. They deny God. They abort babies. They're pro-abortion, and then this miscarriage. Oh well, just some mess on a napkin. I don't even know what to say to people like that. I don't know that there's anything that you can say, truthfully. I don't know. Hopefully, somewhere along the line, these people will understand the significance of what it is that they've done. But I'm not holding out for it. It's painful and horrifying. My heart was broken. She needs to shut up, Robin said. I am good. Thank you. Good. All right. So let me, can't get my, I've lost my chat screen, which happens sometimes. Isn't that funny? So let me see if I can get it back up. Can't see what you guys are saying. It's not coming back up. Okay. Can you imagine the demons that they're filled with? No, I can't. I really can't. And sometimes I don't want to imagine it because I just can't imagine how, when you stand before God, what you're going to say about the fact that you don't care about babies that have been aborted, babies that have been miscarried, things of that nature. So I don't know. I'm not sure what their answer what is going to be or anything else. So anyway, I think my chat may have gone down. Hold on a second. Hopefully, you can still hear me and see me. I can read some chats and others I can't. So I apologize that I'm not reading your chat out right now. Hopefully, this will come back up. All right. Now, there's some other news out of Kentucky. A print shop owner in Kentucky on Thursday, the Kentucky Supreme Court issued a unanimous 6-0 ruling in favor of Lexington-based print shop owner who refused to print messages that violated his deeply held religious beliefs. So what happened? There was LB oops, pages on this. There we go. LBG, LGBTQ wanted back in. Well, here's the odd thing. Not so odd when you know about Democrats, but this case had been going on since 2012, and it took 7 years for these people to get justice. That, he was saying, I didn't want to print something that they wanted him to print, and I think it was for an event that they were having, and he said, feel free to go someplace else and thank you, but I can't be the one who does this. So finally the Kentucky Supreme Court said, why did you do this to this guy for 7 years? This case should have been an open and shut case. This is his right as a person with a freedom of religion under the First Amendment. And so they probably destroyed this guy's life, would be my guess. Certainly his livelihood. Certainly people were probably coming after him, I would imagine, for saying and doing what he did. It is really pretty disgusting. But he's been exonerated now, thank God. And hopefully he can get on with his life, unless they appeal or something like that. And which they probably will. Who knows? Okay. Let me see if I can bring this up. That's insane. 7 years. Yeah, 7 whole years. Just keep going after a person for 7 years, trying to wear them down, I guess, no doubt. All right, this news was announced last night. I know people have different opinions on this. Paula White, a televangelist, President Trump's spiritual advisor, is reportedly joining the White House staff. She's going to be known. She's known Trump since 2002. And she's visited the White House several times. Supposedly will work in the Office of Public Liaison, which oversees outreach to groups that help organize part of the president's base. Now, that's according to the New York Times. Her specific role will reportedly be advising the Trump administration's Faith and Opportunity Initiative that aims to boost the voice of religious groups in certain government programs. I don't know what you think about it. Like I said, people have varying opinions on Paula White in general. Hi, folks tuning in from Scotland. Hey, well, 2K, good to see you. So anyway, that's the news on Paula White. Again, I don't know how true that is, but coming from the New York Times. What happens to all the money they have to spend defending himself? He's only appointing her because she is good looking. Don't think so, Edward, but nice try. If he's known her since 2002, Edward, so if that was all it was. Robin says she's a heretic, and a lot of people don't like her, and a lot of people don't like her around President Trump. Oregon Patriot said, amen, love it. Yeah, so we'll see how that works out. We'll see if it's even true. She's been advising President Trump for a long time. Yep, since 2002, supposedly. She's known him for that long anyway. So she's been advised. Yeah, let's see. Hey, Grateful Mike came back. Yeah, I just don't know. I think there are maybe some other people that would have perhaps, been somebody that he should have looked at. Not anybody in particular that I have in mind, but I just think that because she's controversial for some people, it might have been a good idea to sort of look at other people. But, he's known her, so thanks, God bless America, and the best president ever, period. Well, 2K, absolutely. Sylvia loves the fact that it's that she's going to be doing that. I don't know who she is, but can bet a lot of us could do better background checks than those in the office. Well, yeah, she's fine, I think, as far as, she's not a criminal or anything like that, but a lot of people don't, they think what she does is a little controversial. Sorry, having major issues connecting, Mike said. No problem. It's one of those Friday days. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Barbara must be having problems. Maybe it's the weather, you guys. It's cold, it's rainy, it's everything else. So people's connections aren't working so well. God bless. Have a great weekend. You too, Rick. And also, again, I just wanted to remind those people that are coming in, if you're looking for a stuffer for Christmas or any other holiday type item for Hanukkah or anything else, this is a book I wrote called My Ears Are Not Like Yours. It's available at Amazon.com. It sends a very positive message to children of all ages, basically, that you are loved and you are a child of God and you're perfect just the way you are. Sylvia said when it comes to Christians, someone will always think they are controversial. Well, that's true. That's very true. All right, everybody. So please go out if you want the book. Thank you, Susan. God bless. You have a wonderful weekend. You too, Monique. Thank you so much for being here. Please retweet this and have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. And let me see. Take care. God bless.